Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting Good Health by Claudia podcast with me, Denny Schaffer, a production of Denny Radio. We are at episode 84, Claudia. And we're so thankful that people are sharing the podcast.
Yeah.
The podcast is growing. That's because you guys are willing to share it. You share the shorts, you share the entire episodes, and we thank you for that.
Yes.
All right, how you doing today? You good?
I'm good.
When was the last time you had a mammogram?
Never.
When was the last time you had thermography?
Well, let me say this. I have sent hundreds of women for thermography.
Right. And?
As of yet, I've not had one. And I get a little, harassment about that, but
okay.
I'm busy educating everybody on it and sending
you
them
are.
And so.
All right. So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and usually it's promoted. Obviously, early detection is the key, but usually it's promoted through mammograms.
Correct.
And my wife, who has had a number of them over the years, she had a sister who actually died of breast cancer. So she has to, get mammograms.
Mm-hmm.
And she hates it every time she goes because of the pressure. And
yes.
But today we're going to talk about safety and benefit of thermography.
Yes.
You've never had one.
Don't harass me about that.
Wouldn't it be? Isn't that kind of?
Isn't
that kind of like my job?
And I will one day, but I.
Well, do you at least self-exam?
Well, yes, and I do things that help with what I believe is the major underlying factor. We've talked about it many times on the show, the petrotoxins.
Right.
And this is why so many women are diagnosed estrogen positive at the receptor site level. So
do you have any family history of breast cancer?
No.
Okay.
No, I do not. And it's interesting. We have women that come in with breast cancer. They're diagnosed with breast cancer and they're told it's in their history. And they tell the doctors, no, it's not in their history.
Right.
So the environmental impact, I think, is a very, very important conversation,
right.
That's why you and I have it often. And we're going to keep having it because it's, it's important stuff.
It is.
So.
All right. We have a guest. We have Betsy Angus. She's easy for me to say, a certified thermography tech, and she is going to answer questions and explain things that we can't do. Betsy, welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Betsy.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here with us. You've been a long time thermographer, which I respect. And how many years you've been doing thermography now?
25.
Yeah. And that's how long I've been sending when Dr. Chappell was alive. That's how many years. And that's why there's hundreds of women. I've referred to them over the years. Yeah.
All right, Betsy, layman's terms, what exactly do you do with thermography and how does it help save lives?
I use an infrared camera. Simply put, it's picking up the heat in your body. I explain it to a lot of people when you hear or see night vision goggles. It's the same thing, but we use a medical grade camera, so it picks up much more detail. And so I take pictures when they're in, and then I have them sent off to a very, very experienced interpreter, Dr. Huckstra, that's the one that trained me 25 years ago. And then I get the report back, and then I send it on to the patient and their doctors.
Okay, so how accurate is it? Is it as accurate as a mammogram?
It can find things 8 to 10 years earlier than a mammogram because it's looking for unusual hot spots when the cells themselves are starting to change way before a mammogram can find a lump. So think of, I should have had my picture in front of me. The dot, the end of your pen, that tiny, it can find something, where a mammogram's looking for something the size of my thumb, the end of my thumb. It's way before they find a lump. So at that time, then you can do nutritional things like Claudia says to keep it from progressing into a cancer.
Yes. And we've had many, many women over the years. And in fact, that Dr. Hoekstra was at our store many years ago, and he gave a great public presentation, and he was on my radio show years ago, and we were doing education on it back then.
Okay.
And we have a huge community of nurses that shop at our store. So we had a lot of nurses that came to that class. Anyway, over the years, we have a lot of women that have said a thermography picked up what a mammogram missed. And so it's pretty amazing technology. Betsy, let's talk about for a minute how the technology was passed to Dr. Hoekstra from his father, from military. It was really military technology, correct?
Yes, yes. That's what I had read on his website, and that's how it started. And then his father developed the medical thermography. And so they're the first ones that developed the medical thermography part. And then they came up with the cold stress or cold challenge, which we feel is extremely important for the breast thermographies because it's changing the body temperature. So like if a hot spot doesn't change temperature after I take several pictures, that would be a red flag for them.
Right. So you understand what she means when she's saying a hot spot?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's picking up the heat
Right.
of atypical cells
Right.
that are potentially
Cancerous.
It could be a problem. Yes.
Okay.
So
Can you take us through the process when, like, if my wife came to your office, what is the process for her?
And currently, as you can see in my background, I'm at a location that does nutritional counseling. So I come here a couple times a year. I go to 26 other locations through Ohio and Indiana right now. But what I do is we have a questionnaire that they fill out online. And then I have them come in and disrobe from the waist up for 10 to 15 minutes to come to room temperature. Then I take 3 pictures, 2 frontal or 1 frontal and each side. And then I have them put their hands in cold water for 1 minute as a shock. And then this should bring the heat to try and warm up their heart. And so it's going to change their body temperature even just slightly. And then that's when they compare when I take 3 more of the same pictures again. And then that helps them understand what it is. Now I do have a sample. I can show you the pictures if you want me to.
Absolutely.
Thank you for doing that.
I didn't think because not being on my computer. So these would be the 6 different pictures I take.
Okay. Looks like arms up.
Yeah.
One arm
Yep.
up. Both arms up. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that would be, and then I send those off, and then the interpreter has the equipment to pull up and then check the different temperatures. And some of them you can really tell after the cold water challenge how they did change temperature. So that's pretty interesting to see that it really did change them.
And some of the newer thermographers, the way they're trained, they're not using the cold water application. And I think it's very important to do that. Now, I've talked to a couple that were trained, after Betsy, and they said, well, the cameras are more sophisticated now, so they don't have to do the cold water challenge. Betsy, I think that cold water challenge is very important, correct? Because you just said
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, my interpreter, Dr. Hoekstra, will not even read them without that. And I was at a seminar in Toronto a few years back, and he said, no, it's very, very important. It helps the interpreter understand a lot more of what's going on. Just because you have inflammation doesn't mean it's bad. But if a hot spot doesn't change temperature at that time, that's what gives a red flag about that.
Okay.
Right.
So when someone has a hot spot and they say, okay, it looks like this could be potential breast cancer, what is their next move?
If it would come back with different ratings, I do, now that I don't work for a doctor, I have the protocol of supplements, and Claudia's helped me with that I automatically send it to people. And then depending on the rating, maybe you should go off and have an ultrasound. But then some people need to understand it may not even show up on an ultrasound yet. But that could be another backup if something's happening, or you can wait and rescan in just a few months and see if anything has changed. But like for myself, I like to give an example. My mom had breast cancer. She didn't die of breast cancer. She died of heart failure because the chemo did in her heart. Now, I started out normal when we started doing these, and for I don't know how many years, then I became a 3, which is the first sign to keep an eye on things. I started the supplements that Dr. Chappell put me on, and after a year or so, I stabilized. I still had a spot, but it never changed. It never got any worse. And just this year, I had my repeat of probably 15, 20 years now, and that spot is now considered normal. So I stopped it.
Well, as always, we're teaching the important piece of nutritional support that Western medicine ignores and has neglected all these years. So if you have a woman that has a potential problem and she doesn't know about nutrition, well, the body doesn't have any tools to work with.
Right.
And it's fair to say, and there's, a lot of research on this impact of petrotoxins, which we talk about a lot. I talk about it every day at the store. We know that it's increasing the estrogenic levels in all of us. And we know that much of breast cancer issues that we're seeing are driven by estrogenic influences. So the impact. So the supplements we do help the body deal with these toxins. And listen, after all the years that we've guided women to thermography, we've had women that were told they were stage 4 breast issues. But once they did it naturally, we have people that have actually come back and told me they were down to stage 1 or stage 0, as they call it, which I don't know what that means, but other than there's no
I think that
issue.
means you're cancer free.
Right.
So have you ever had anybody who went through Western medicine treatments, chemo, radiation, whatever, and went down the road of your treatment?
Yes. Everyone is different. Some women, their comfort level is to combine the 2 protocols. Some women say, no, I'm not doing. They witness their mother, their grandmother, their aunt, or their sister go through chemo, go through radiation, have a miserable experience, and die. And this is the reality.
Right.
So it's not, mammograms might be for some people, but for those that want a safe, wonderful option that's been around a very long time. If I remember correctly, Betsy, this original research was done back in the 1800s, wasn't it? And then during the Cold War, that's when there was a lot of research done with the military and infrared and all those things. But this technology itself has been around a long time, correct?
Yes. And then I've got it was in 1972 that Thermoscan was started, and Dr. Huckstra's father, and that's when they started doing the medical grade thermography.
So Thermoscan is the company.
Yes.
And that's who Betsy was trained under, was Dr. Hoekstra. So,
Yes.
I always believe these original visionaries and the people that had the courage to do this research, I think it's important to listen to what those people have to say. And I think Dr. Hoekstra is a wonderful and brilliant man. And I applaud him for his courage of what he's done all these years.
I have the question, though, that all the women are watching, and probably some of the men that are watching. Does insurance cover thermography?
No.
Most of the time, no. I have a few people that have got preventative medicine, and that will cover it with the codes. But most of the time, no. So I try and keep my costs as low as I possibly can because I know it's going to come out of pocket.
Okay.
But well worth it.
And typically, can you give us a range of what it would cost if I brought my wife in?
Currently, they're $195. A restudy, if you're abnormal, I do give people a $20 break, so that would be $175. Now, with everything going on in the world too, I'm probably going to have to up my costs or my fees in 26. So I'll have to go up $10. So there'll be a $205, but I believe other ones are charging that too. So I'm trying to stay competitive with them.
Now, Betsy, do you ever come to Toledo and do this?
Yes, I had a place monthly in Toledo, which October 21st, I think it is going to be my last day there because that location is closing. So then I've got a couple other areas or places that I've heard about that I need to switch a location, but I want to still come to Toledo once a month.
Yeah, we'll find a place for her.
Okay,
and,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. 'Cause I'm going to talk
Yeah.
to my wife about this
Yeah.
right after the podcast.
And I just want to mention about mammograms. You know, it's not only that low level radiation, and we know that it accumulates over time.
Mhm.
And breast tissue is, you know, even though it can be dense breast tissue, it's still delicate tissue. So part of the conversation with mammograms is the concern of the accumulation of the radioactive exposure, especially if women get one mammogram every year. If you go 10 years, that's an accumulation, but also the pressure on that breast tissue. In the book, it's so Betsy's part of a book. We didn't even talk about that. I didn't even know there was a book. So I appreciate
Just came out.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's all about thermography. And in the book, it talks about how under mammograms, it's 45 pounds of pressure on the breast tissue. 45 pounds. That's anyway, I just think that finding options, embracing options that are not causing compromise
Right.
to the person. Because let's face it, a lot of the procedures Western medicine are doing are causing compromise to the person that they say they're helping. So thermography is beautiful, doesn't put any pressure on the breast. It doesn't touch the body. It's a simple heat scan. And from what we've seen over the last 25 years, it's pretty effective.
So what's the name of the book?
Geez. Thermography, fact or fiction. I believe it's just a PDF right now and not printed yet.
But it will be printed?
I'm not sure. She said right now it's just going to be an ebook. So I'm going to put a link up on my website and my Facebook page so people can look at it because it's like over 200 pages.
Yeah. I went through it from last night to this morning. So it's good. It's good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So anything else we should go over?
Can't think of anything right off.
Okay. And we usually suggest one a year.
If it's normal, once a year. If it's abnormal, we don't want you to wait that long.
Right.
And so I send out reminder cards when they're due again.
And they also do thermography on men, right? Because we're getting men coming in with swollen breast tissue and they're being diagnosed with breast cancer. So it's also for men.
Yes, I've got a few men that I do. I also do thyroid thermographies, carotid thermography, and a lymph study. Dr. Huckstra does.
Yeah, it's very
That's
cool.
mainly the breast.
Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to, probably not this month, but maybe next month when you get a new place, do they call your store?
They can call me and we'll
call the store.
And we'll connect them with Betsy.
Okay. That's perfect.
Unless you want to give your phone number out, I'll leave that up to you.
I can give you my website is BET for Betsy -therm.com. And you can see there everywhere I'm going to be and the dates. And then you can schedule some places through that location. Toledo right now is coming through me. Or you can text or call my business phone is 419-643-8000.
643-8000.
Yes.
419er. Got it.
And before we go, I just want to remind everyone, Western medicine is always talking about early detection.
Mhm.
Well, what if you want to do something before there's a problem? So we're talking about positive, proactive, being
Right.
proactive, not only with thermography, but also doing a lot of the products that we talked about. We just did an episode on calcium deglucarate and DIM and broccoli sulforaphane. These are tools that help the body deal with the underlying toxins that potentially can lead to breast issues. So finding new ways and positive ways is a beautiful thing.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's why
I
we're
do
here.
include on a handout when you're a new patient or client for me, I have prevention, and I do include some supplements that you can take ahead of time. Why wait?
Exactly. We
Mhm.
encourage people, start them from now. Everybody, I
Mhm.
mean, everyone's being exposed to petrotoxins. Nobody's void of them. And the more that estrogenic, synthetic estrogenic buildup happens in the body, it's causing a lot of havoc. And anyway, so Betsy, we appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love you very much.
Love you too, Claudia.
Thank you.
Take care. All right. That was amazing. Man, I learned so much on that. I can't wait to talk to my wife about this. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, I'm
good
if she's not watching, make sure that she watches this, because I mean, who knew? Who knew that there's an option? And here's what I don't understand about what's going on in our world. It's not invasive and it's accurate. Why would insurance not cover it?
Well, I believe that's part of the control, right? The system, I mean, it's all set up to control what people choose to do. So this is why a lot of people over the years, until they learn about other options, this is what insurance pays, and this is what direction most of the people in this country are going. But the people that are learning about natural health, a lot of them, they're going to find the money to do out of pocket because they don't want to go the route that they're being pushed into.
But I mean, thermography isn't like taking a supplement. I mean, I get why, insurance is not going to cover supplements. I get that. But something like this, a procedure has been proven, and it's proven to be accurate and works. Why would they not want to do that for the betterment of the person who's paying the outrageous insurance premiums every month for a lot of people? Why would they not want to give them an option? Why is it just, here's your lane? You think you found a lump, your doc says, yep, there's a lump. Let's get a, mammogram, ultrasound, all that stuff. Why wouldn't they say, okay, here's another option? I can't imagine thermography. I mean, she said it was around $200. A mammogram can't be $200. It's got to be more than that.
Yeah,
paying for the tech and paying for the machine and all that stuff. I can't imagine that a mammogram is less expensive. It's probably more expensive.
It's yeah.
And people are, and they're just got their hand out, and they've got, the insurance company is being disingenuous, if you ask me.
Well, I think that, this goes to a broader conversation that would be maybe another wonderful roundtable conversation about how, I mean, let's face it, when it comes to sickness versus wellness, that's a big political economic issue. Right. So making money from sickness is fueling so much in this country, actually around the world, but we're focusing on our country because that's, so these are big issues. When Dr. Hoekstra came and all those years ago and gave the presentation, I actually had a doc at that time tell me, he's invested too much money in the cameras, in the mammogram, in the mammography cameras. So when you're looking at the investment that's been made, these guys all across the country, are they going to throw their mammography machines out the window?
Well, no, just make it fair.
Well,
give the patient who's paying the premiums, give them the option. You can go mammogram or you can go thermography.
Yeah, I
and insurance covers both. At least a portion of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous that we live in a world like this, that the one that is, it's just as good and it's not invasive.
Well, it's all politics and money. I hate to say that, but
sad,
and that's
but
why
true.
I tell everybody, our greatest, in my opinion, the greatest protest that we can do in this country is more Americans get off the Western medicine dependency, because that dependency is fueling a lot of the other problems that we're dealing with. Just people don't realize.
I agree.
You got to connect the dots, and most people aren't connecting it. Yep. So disease, the funding of disease and the fueling of disease, I mean, it's a big part of our economy, and it's a very sad thing. I'm grateful every day that we're guiding people to do things that are helping them, but they're doing it safely.
Mhm.
They're doing it in a positive direction. I'm very proud of that, and I'm very grateful. And listen, you know, I know many, many docs. There's a lot of great doctors, and they're doing what they've been taught. So, you know, when I was younger, I used to think, oh man, the whole system is, but there's many wonderful people in that system
Mhm.
that have been trained. They're dedicated to helping people. It's in their heart to help people, but they're doing what they've been trained to do. That's
Right.
why we're seeing
Yeah.
this slow shift. You see more and more docs coming out. They're getting on board with nutrition. They're getting on board with these other protocols
Yeah.
because they've had enough. How many people trained in Western medicine, especially nurses, have said to me over the years, they didn't want to, as a nurse, they wanted to help people, not keep dishing out meds. And they're tired of the revolving door.
Yeah.
So, you know, these are big conversations, but when more people shift to wellness,
Mhm.
when more people become mindful about their daily health and walk it the best they can, we talk about it, right?
Yeah, all the time.
Baby steps on a daily basis. That's where the greatest shift, in my opinion, is going to happen.
Yep.
Because
Agreed.
now you have more people that are well, and they're not giving their money to a sick care industry.
Mhm.
And now people actually start feeling better and getting healthier, and so much can change. And I keep it in prayer it will change.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. That was awesome.
Yeah. That was
Call
good.
the store, and if you want to get in contact with Betsy, and if not this month, maybe next month. So, Claudia, like always, I give you the last word.
Well, I just kind of said it, I
Okay.
think, huh?
I'm okay with that.
Everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you for being with us. We have a lot of great conversations coming up, a lot of cool things to share.
Share the podcast.
So keep opening your mind and opening your heart. There's a whole world of things out there that we're going to bring to your attention that are beautiful, wonderful, safe, effective. So keep doing what you're doing. Walk it in baby steps. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Keep the faith. Many blessings.